This is a huge story. And for any of you out there who maybe don't know who Jasmine Crockett is, she's the junior senator, Democrat from Texas. And perhaps her biggest sort of claim to fame was this little moment with MTG Marjorie Taylor Greene. Remember this when Marjorie pointed out the caterpillar eyelashes and the woman just took off?
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Don't you love that? Comer's like, a what now? Bad built butch body. Well, you know, I got to say MTG won that one all day long because the caterpillar eyelashes are really indeed something. Anyway, we won't digress. We won't go there. We won't go into the gutter because this is all this woman does. Anyway, the U.S. attorney is on to her. One Ed Martin tweeting out today, as I've said from day one, no one is above the law. This matter is currently under review by law enforcement authorities. It is referred to the U.S. Attorney's Office. We will follow the proper procedure to determine whether charges are appropriate. So Jasmine, you're kind of landing yourself in a little bit of trouble. Apparently all this bad behavior is catching up with her. Politico having the story as well, writing that law enforcement is reviewing an altercation between Representative Jasmine Crockett and a conservative cameraman, according to a statement from, as we said, Ed Martin, the acting U.S. attorney for Washington. Martin said his office will review the matter and determine whether or not charges are appropriate. Appropriate because take a look at this video. So a cameraman, reporter for Laura Loomer's podcast approached Jasmine with a pretty reasonable question, if you ask me. I mean, Jasmine Crockett had been going on and on about how we had to go after one Elon Musk. Remember that? All she wanted for her birthday was this.
Thank you so much, Annie. And I won't hold y'all because I know how much people love to listen to politicians. So I'll make sure that I keep it short. But I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
Okay. So that was a little bit of a problem, shall we say, when she said that, because it got the attention of a lot of folks in light of some of the challenges that Tesla is now facing, of course. And because she said that, she's caught sort of on to Pam Bondi, et cetera. So thus, I mention this only because as a journalist, I got to tell you, it's fair game, right? It's in the news, it's a story, and it's one that you would likely ask her about, as this reporter, Take a Look, did. And then she kind of just lunged at him somehow. Some way, because you see, that's how they do things in Jasmine Crockett's territory. I guess. Here we go.
Hello, Congresswoman.
Horse manure.
Horse manure, that's what you said.
That sounds like fun.
Wait, Congresswoman Crockett.
But it sounds.
Congresswoman Crockett, you were recently on a Tesla takedown call calling for violence on the 29th. Would you like to clarify your comments?
As you can see.
Congresswoman, will you condone violence at the Tesla?
What? And again, courtesy. Thank you, Laura, for sharing that clip. But what was that? Like, she just like grabbed him. He apparently said he got scratched and stuff like that too. The mainstream media is trying to play this, or rather I should say the liberal media is trying to play this as, oh, he's such a wuss, this, that, and the other. Can you imagine if it was the other way around? Can you imagine if a liberal reporter, an MSNBC reporter, a Daily Beast reporter, any of them actually approached Comer or Cruz or anybody else and they did that? Like, that would not be okay, right? They'd be going nuts. Anyway, now Jasmine has to have Capitol Hill police at your expense, by the way, as a taxpayer. I showed some of you this clip the other day. She is charging you this expense. She's got an escort so as to prevent her from hurting any future reporters that may have a question for one Ms. Jasmine Crockett.
Hey, Congresswoman, do you regret your earlier comments you made about Governor Greg Abbott?
Oh, he looks intimidating, right? Yeah, not. Anyway, we're paying a lot of money for him. And this reporter that was originally the one accosted, or allegedly assaulted, he's not too happy about that. He's complained about that. Here he is also outside Capitol Hill saying, again, you know, this is not right. I have gone to the Capitol Hill police.
Very big development here on Capitol Hill. I just left a formal meeting with the United States Capitol Police. I had to fill out some more forms, talk about the horrific incident where Congresswoman Crockett reached for my phone, scratching me just because I asked her a question about her involvement in the Tesla takedown. So now, my formal complaint has officially been moved to the United States Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C., and we will see what happens. But again, the United States Capitol Police were very nice and very helpful this morning, and we'll see what happens. I want to thank all of you for supporting Laura and I as we go through this, I don't want to say difficult, but crazy situation. You know, this is bigger than just me and Rep. Crockett. This is about standing up for free speech in the building right behind me. Free speech can never leave Capitol Hill, because if free speech leaves Capitol Hill, free speech will leave America.
Okay, I'm just going to add to this. The way it sort of goes down is that you are allowed to approach these members of Congress. You are allowed to ask questions. It shouldn't be something.
Hey, Congresswoman, do you regret your earlier comments you made about Governor Greg Abbott?
It shouldn't be something where you have a police escort at taxpayer dollars preventing a reporter from asking a serious question. He's pretty harmless enough. I don't think he was going to really do her any harm. He had a very simple but important and serious question, and now she's got this police barrier escort in the way. And I would point out, she's been sued for assault, and the U.S. Attorney General is now looking into the case. Forgive me, not the Attorney General. That would be Pam Bondi, who's looking into Jasmine for other reasons, but this is the U.S. Attorney there in Washington, D.C. So there are a few problems on the way. I want to get to the media's double standard on this, as well as some of the other things she said. New commentary about Byron. I mean, it's just really kind of despicable. Byron Donalds, who's running for governor of Florida. Before I do, quick shout out to my investment newsletter. Here's the free version. Totally free, because I want you guys to do this. What did I tell you? Every day the market's been going down, these are opportunities, long-term opportunities for your future. So you can get a free investment guide. We have some names in there that we recommend. Rob, my partner there at 76 Research, go to investinmaga.com, investinmaga.com, sign up for your free guide. I don't think I have this in the show notes, but I'll make sure after the show to put it there. I can also put it, easy enough. Let me put it in the chat as well, because this is the free version. So if you haven't gotten that, investinmaga.com. Do me that favor, yourself that favor. I mean, if you want investment advice that's, free of all the biases and sort of the corporate interests that you get along the way with all the financial news companies and all the other newsletters out there and Wall Street, then this is what you want. Meanwhile, I've been telling you about gold, have I not? Like forever? Like before I ever even had a gold sponsor on this show. And we thank American Heart for Gold, because they are one of our sponsors and we appreciate it, as they help me bring this show to you for free every single day. Text Trish, my name, to 65532 for up to $15,000 in free silver today, up to $15,000. That's a lot in free silver. For more information, you can also call them at 1-844-495-1115, or you can go to trishlovesgold.com. I know you can't forget that one. trishlovesgold.com and sign up there. Meanwhile, Balance in Nature, we thank them as well, because they help keep me healthy. And hopefully you as well. I take my fruits and veggies every day. You can go to balanceinnature.com, get 35% off. Use my code word Trish. Free shipping as well as money back guarantee at balanceofnature.com. Tons of testimonials. You just don't have to just listen to me. Lots of people love this. But I want to get back to this story about this media double standard, because it's massive, all right? This is a total double standard, because take a look at this one. We've got, the Daily Beast. Don't we just love them at the Daily Beast? These publications just make me nauseous sometimes, really and truly nauseous. There's like no efficacy in any of it. But anyway, they're making a big deal about how dare Laura Loomer, who is a conservative podcaster, how dare she say anything, right? Like, you're not even allowed to speak if you're conservative. We know how that goes down. We've seen it before. They want to just cancel you immediately, cancel culture on steroids, and that's what the media has been part of for so long. And they're like, how dare she bring charges against her? What are you supposed to do? Your reporter gets I don't know what hit, whatever, but we don't know exactly, right? It looked like an assault. We'll go back and look at the tape.
Hey, Congresswoman, do you...
Wrong one. That was the one where she has the police escort. Here she is getting going after this reporter somehow, some way. It doesn't look pleasant. He complains that he's scratched. And I would just say, you got to do what you got to do. You got to defend your reporter.
Crockett, you were recently on a Tesla takedown call calling for violence on the 29th.
Easy question. Answer it.
Clarify your comments.
As you can see.
Congresswoman, will you condone violence?
No, not okay. But for the mainstream media, or, I don't even know if we can call it mainstream. They are kind of fringe, shall we say. They're not going to cover this. Politico did sort of give it a few pieces of ink there today because the U.S. attorney is now looking into all of this and investigating it. But the Daily Beast, their take is, well, how dare she? She's just looking for more publicity, this, that, and the other. I'm sorry, how dare Jasmine Crockett? She's the one who actually went after the guy. And it's not just this. Like, this woman's something else. I do believe she called Trump Putin's hoe. She calls Governor Abbott from Texas Hot Wheels. You see, he is bound to a wheelchair because he was running when he was like 26 years old and a tree fell on him. Yeah, that's what she does. And then she attacked Byron Donalds because he's married to a white woman. And she's somehow, some way, the darling of the Democrat Party. That's interesting. I mean... I just say, I don't know how well she's going to do in the Democrat Party, given that she kind of seems to get herself in a whole lot of trouble. We're talking about censure that's on the way as well right now. I want to get to that story. But first, know that Pam's on it. Pam Bondi responding to concerns about Tesla. You had, of course, Jasmine Crockett trying to stir the pot.
Thank you so much, Annie. And I won't hold y'all because I know how much people love to listen to politicians. So I'll make sure that I keep it short. But I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
So March 29th kind of came and went, but it hasn't stopped, I think, the rhetoric against Tesla, some of the attacks we've seen on Tesla. And so Pam Bondi felt so compelled because of these attacks to announce that they are charging so far one individual, and she wants to make it very clear, we're going to find you, we're going to arrest you, we're going to put you in jail if this is what you're doing.
For Frederick in the firebombing of a Tesla dealership that occurred on March. I've made it clear, if you take part in the wave of domestic terrorism against Tesla properties, we will find you, arrest you, and put you behind bars. Today, I'm proud to announce that the Department of Justice has unsealed federal charges against another Tesla attacker. We've charged Cooper Frederick in the firebombing of a Tesla dealership that occurred on March 7th in Loveland, Colorado. All of these cases are a serious threat to public safety. Therefore, there will be no negotiating. We are seeking 20 years in prison. The crime was committed in Colorado, and thanks to the great investigative work by the FBI, the defendant was arrested in Plano, Texas. Let this be a warning. You can run, but you cannot hide. Justice is coming.
Watch out. Okay. So what does it mean for a lawmaker who's pushing this kind of rhetoric? I mean, I think they're pretty clear on what it means in terms of any individuals caught keying cars or trying to do anything worse. And we know that worse things have happened. Pam is also calling on Jasmine to apologize, which she won't, by the way. She went on Fox Business. That reporter was actually able to get a question to her. And she's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to apologize for any of this. Heck, I'm the one lovely Jasmine Crockett. I don't need to. By the way, she's a total fraud. Spirit-filled, thank you so much for your generosity. It's good to see you back on the program here today. Thank you. Very patriotic flag he's sending my way, or she, Spirit-filled. Anyway, what I would say is that Jasmine herself is a total fraud. Okay, this woman tries to pretend she's like from the street, she's from the hood, blah, 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 blah. No. She grew up in a nice family, went to private school, St. Louis Country Day School, and then winds up at Rhodes College, which was a fancy, schmancy, expensive school, and a pretty good one. And somehow, some way, she made it through. Anyway, somehow, some way, she's also trying to present herself as, well, not the private school fancy college gal, but rather the street kid from the Bronx, which incidentally, we'll get to Byron because she's going after him. He really is. Like, Byron had a tough upbringing. Single mom, the Bronx, the whole bit. He's like the full-on American success story. But, Jasmine, she likes to pretend otherwise. Here's Pam on Jasmine demanding the apology.
Yeah, Sean, it is. And after she said that about Elon, she said, well, I didn't mean violence. But, however, your words have consequences. And what happened after she said that about Elon Musk, she's a Texan in her own home state. After she said that, this morning, 3 explosive devices were found in Austin, Texas. So she needs to unequivocally denounce the violence. She must apologize immediately, not only to all Texans, but to our country, to the American.
Yeah, and she didn't. She was offered the opportunity. Another reporter put a microphone in her face. Fortunately, she didn't attack that reporter and said, hey, and she's like, no, I stand by my statement, which wasn't an apology, guys. So, the Democrat Party is looking to her because they think she's got some kind of magic. I don't think she does, given that she's totally fake. I mean, I'll give you this. She's got a little bit of pizzazz, like a little bit of je ne sais quoi, which is why she's moving up the ranks so quickly. She says anything kind of irresponsibly, again, why she's getting a lot of media attention. I mean, consider what she said about Ted Cruz, talking about punching him out, for goodness sakes. This is not okay, all right? This woman is a member of Congress.
I think that you punch. I think you punch. I think you're okay with you okay with punching. I think, and I love Colin, and I think towards the end he started to punch a little harder. But it's Ted Cruz. I mean, this dude has to be knocked over the head, hard, right? There is no niceties with him. At all. You go clean off on him, right?
Clean up on him. What does that mean? I'm looking at some of your comments because we're a live show and you guys are noticing the upside that we have seen in Newsmax's stock. Don, I agree with you. It's been really, really amazing and crazy. We're going to talk a little bit more about the markets a little bit later in the program, but I would just say this. You know what? That's not okay. Jasmine Crockett, you're not okay. I get the Democrats are desperate and they want somebody with a little razzmatazz and they think that, she can tap dance her way. I don't know, all the way to the Oval Office. In all seriousness, guys, her name is actually coming up as a potential candidate for the presidency. And you know what I say to that? All day long. I'll take that one all day long because there's no way in HELL that woman ever makes it anywhere near. I hope I don't have to eat my words, right? I hope they don't put her in for VP and something funky happens. But I don't think that she could ever be elected because she doesn't have the stature. She doesn't have the eloquence. She only has this sort of gimmicky street talk that is full of I don't know. What do you want to call that? Bravado, but nothing more. They're empty words. They're empty words. But they could be dangerous words. And this is why she's being censured right now. Expect that one Jasmine Crockett is going to be censured for her Hot Wheels comments. What are Hot Wheels? You remember that the other day? That was something. House Republicans are moving forward on this censure movement because she was insulting a handicapped person. I mean, hey, aren't you supposed to be a lefty lady? What's going on? Here was the comment.
Because we in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. So yes.
Yeah, so she's going to be censured. What do you know? She's trying to backpedal. She's like, no. I wasn't thinking about the governor's condition. I was thinking about the planes, trains, and automobiles that he used to transfer migrants into communities led by black mayors, deliberately stoking tension and fear among the most vulnerable. Interesting. So now she's got some other conspiratorial narrative coming out of this. Look, I don't care where the people are. They're here illegally, right? If they're here illegally, they shouldn't be here. And so somehow she thinks, oh, well, if we send them into black communities, then the black community will be upset. Well, The white community's upset too. Everybody's upset. Nobody wants anybody here illegally. Literally, the next line I said was that he was a hot A mess, referencing his terrible policies. At no point did I mention or, she said, allude to his condition. So I'm even more appalled that the very people who unequivocally support Trump, a man known for racially insensitive nicknames and mocking those with disabilities, are now outraged. I'm sorry, but you did say Governor Hot Wheels. You did actually reference his wheelchair. I thought it was kind of a stupid thing to do. But again, I just go back to this. If this is all they got and they want to double down on things like, okay, the people that are born as boys, we're going to let them race against the girls and sweep up all the scholarships, and we're all about trans rights and this, that, and the other. The more you do that, the more you put the Jasmine Crockett's out there in the world, the more you will lose. And Republicans will keep on winning, which is important. We need this, okay? Because there's a lot of work that's got to get done. There's a lot of work, and I'm going to get into some of that work today, because when I see what's going on, for example, the Foreign Affairs Committee hearings today, you have the former head of Biden's Truth Ministry up there once again telling more lies, trying to gaslight the public. I'm just looking at it saying, we got a lot of work to do. When you look at these universities and the billions of dollars that they have been given by us, taxpayers, that's going to all get undone. And you look at the immigration story and heck, you know what? It's amazing. We're seeing a 96% drop. I almost said 95. It's a 96% drop in the number of border crossings. And that's important because if you look at what Elon Musk and Garcia were saying, that the guy who's working with him on the Doge data set, they're looking at the Social Security records and they're like, how the heck is it that there was this massive increase in illegals getting Social Security numbers? How do you even get a Social Security number as an illegal to begin with? What were they really up to? Was this about getting people to vote their way, like a new form of gerrymandering, shall we say? Not okay, right? Like, it has to stop. And these are important things that need to stop right now. Reminder to subscribe to the show, to share, to like. I'm also, by the way, over on Spotify now, totally free. So please go look for the Trish Regan Show on Spotify as well. Jasmine Crockett, meanwhile, I'm sorry I'm going all in on this woman, but guys, you know what? They are actually talking about her seriously as a White House contender. I guess we love that because you can put her up there all day long. There's no way that she's electable on a mass scale. Byron Donalds, he is. He's actually probably going to be the next governor of Florida. He's also a member of the House and smart guy, actually has a background in finance and economics, which I appreciate. And you know what? He is from the hood. Like, Jasmine goes on and tries to talk like, you know, I'm so street smart and street wise. Well, Byron Donalds grew up extremely poor in a project in the Bronx, single mom. And you know what? When he was younger, I think he told me this when he was in high school, he just decided he needed a better way forward. And he started teaching himself about the stock market and how to invest. And he read like Buffett's book, and it's actually, I get like goosebumps telling the story because it's really sweet, right? Like, he actually, he took the bull by the horns and said, I am going to make something of myself. And indeed he did. But Jasmine now is attacking him because he's married to a white woman. Like, really and truly, like, all she sees is color. Or is this just part of her shtick as well, just like the street talk?
And if we continue to put people into office, and that even means some of our skinfolk who definitely are not our kinfolk, such as Byron Donalds, who are going to continue to say that, like, I mean, the fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, like, is this because you don't understand history? Or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that whitewashed you? I'm not really sure, like, what it is.
Well,
but
you
I
couldn't
need
even be married to a white woman under Jim
correct,
Crow.
correct. And it took Joy to call him out. So I'm like, bruh, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? Like, he just out here, you know, I feel like they give him his talking points and he's like, yes, massa, I got it.
Whoa. So did you ever think, Jasmine, that they've given you your talking points? That maybe you're actually doing? I mean, you want to compare and contrast that one. I do believe it was Biden that had a real problem calling adult men boy, like over and over and over again. I mean, it is your side of the aisle that actually doesn't believe that people can succeed and need to be given all kinds of special treatments, which fundamentally in and of itself is extraordinarily racist because you're assuming that someone can't do something because of their ethnicity. I mean, like if you really want to go there, we can go there all day. And by the way, Byron is going to wipe the floor with you all day long on that. Byron's actually somebody who believes in meritocracy, who believes in the great capitalist system of America, and that everybody, if they work hard, can get ahead in this country. By the way, that's why everybody's trying to come here, Jasmine. I mean, you get free stuff too that the Bidens were giving out for a while, but that's over. People still want to come here for the American dream, something unique to America. And by the way, Jasmine, something that you yourself have actually been able to enjoy. Going to a fancy schmancy private school at $38K a year and then on to Rhodes College. Well, I will say this. There's a reason why we have people like Jasmine Crockett in positions of power right now. There's a reason why we have such division in this country.